as the ANC. And the police must also know that society will forever support men and women in blue who are fighting crime and who put their bodies on the line and risk their lives for us to be safe. And dangerous criminals must know that the law is the law and the rule of law must be respected. If they shoot at police, the police in self-defense in the context of the law must respond accordingly. We must not say to the police, do not respond to criminals when they are killing you. Killing one police officer is too much. One police officer is too much. Citizens, all of us here in this room, we respect police. When a cop stops you at night and all of that, you stop. And you respond to the call of the police officer. What do you want? And all of that. So who thinks that this country is a banana republic? They can point at the police officer on duty, heavily armed, and not even threaten, kill the police. The police must respond accordingly. And but at the same time, ensure that most of the time they surround these criminals and arrest them. And that's what is important. Solima Paila, the General Secretary of the South African Communist Party, in our report we mentioned that we have engaged the party and the alliance from the early stages of our engagement about the government, not even the government of national unity, options. The Communist Party was for GNU with elements of minority government, or what you call supply confidence agreements. It has happened partly. The main issue that the General Secretary of the party seemed to be having is the DA in the GNU. Now the DA in the GNU is not of our choosing. It came out of the process of the democratic elections. Otherwise, if we had won elections overwhelmingly, we will not have DA in the GNU. We will not have DA in the GNU. And GNU can still continue and will continue without the DA. But if the DA choose to be part of the GNU and participate constructively in terms of stability of the country and commit to the statement of intent that we all agree to, they participate. And that is it. And what is that? Constitutional democracy, the rule of law, redress, economic growth, job creation for our people. That's what is important. So we have said that coalitions and government of national unity across the globe are formed by rival parties who don't agree even on ideology. Across the globe, they are not constituted by like-minded people. They are not. It doesn't mean if we had the people that, quote-unquote, characterize as close to us, there will be no rivalry there. There will be. And the subjective analysis from his part that if we had incorporated these people, the NDR is not under threat, it's incorrect. What is important is what do you do with your 40% in the GNU to defend and safeguard power. That's what we have done. That's what we have done. So the issue that is being raised about a sellout position must be accompanied by empirical evidence that the ANC in the GNU, because of the DA, it has succumbed to the following. And have actually thrown historical positions and its policies out of the window in favor of the DA. To date, we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have that. So the over-exaggeration and accentuation that the DA and the DA being part of the GNU on the part of the ANC is a sellout position, it's incorrect. For instance, let me take an example. COSATU will be very opposed to the DA for reasons that are well known. Why do you think COSATU must not be frantic and be opposed to the DA given its posture when it comes to worker rights. Will the ANC agree with the DA on those issues? No. No. Have we been in this situation of the GNU before? We have been. What did we do when we were in the GNU at the time of the transition in this country? We have always maintained our power and also drive our policies very hard in the context of the GNU. No different. This time around, GNU is not brought about by a compromise through a negotiated settlement. It's brought about by an outcome of an election. So if you want to force us into a grand coalition with rivalries, it has got its own ramifications and risks. But we believe that the GNU risks outweigh the ramifications and risks of a grand coalition, where you lock yourself in partnership with somebody who can tell you tomorrow, I don't agree with everything. If you don't, then I'm out, and hold you at ransom. What will you do? There will be instability in government, like you have seen in local government. What coalitions and grand coalitions have produced in terms of your partners is something else. So at the end of the day, all of these things we've got to weigh up in terms of our understanding of these issues. The Communist Party have said that we maintain a critical eye on the GNU, which is acceptable to us, and so on. And we will continue to engage, and even together with the party and COSATU and others, deepen our strategic outlook of this government of national unity going forward. That's what we will do. It doesn't end with the ANC. We're going to the political council. All these views will be ventilated there. But here is the question. The GNU is not a melting pot. This is a fundamental strategic setback in terms of the outcome of the elections. That's what the NEC says. But this setback doesn't mean defeat. It means out of it, you can be in a position to advance your objectives. That is now your program of the National Democratic Revolution. And that's what the ANC is going to do. And that's how we understand the GNU is the most important strategic, tactical intervention. It can be on forever or it can go. Let me put it this way, right? Let's say tomorrow other parties and then they go away and all of that. It does not mean the collapse of the country. And if they go, it's their choice, they can go. But the